G'day, my name is Chris. This is the Always Very Spicy channel and I'm glad you could join me. Today's the first in a brand new series where I'm answering the question, where is the best location for your main or an alt to be based for fast, efficient completion of daily crafting writs? The series will conclude with a top 5 overall, but for now, please like, subscribe, notify for more great ESO content. But for now, part 1, we're visiting the Daggerfall Covenant original questing zones. We'll be visiting Glenumbra, Stormhaven, Rivenspire, Alik'r Desert and Bangkorai, and we're going to go there right now. So from the Daggerfall wayshrine, we head away from the crafting areas down towards the docks. Now the reason being is because we've got all our guild vendors here. We have to keep going, and finally we get to where our turn-in is for our writs. Now just over here we've got the Outlaw Den, just tucked away here. And so we turn around, we have to head back up the hill, but we won't take the left turn up here to the wayshrine. Instead we'll proceed directly to the crafting areas.
Do you know how long I've been looking for you?
Just past the stables there, and here we are with the woodworking and alchemy unusually together. There's the outfitter there, of course. Notice how we haven't yet got to a writ notice board. So we're going to have to backtrack here for both of those two crafts. Finally a notice board. Clothing and blacksmithing. Enchanting jewel crafting, and that's our consumables there. And the bank, and in here you'll find your cooking fire as well. There we are. That's pretty much the lot there in Daggerfall. Not too many twists and turns, but a lot of riding. Now Wayrest begins promising enough. We've got our consumable writ notice board, quite handy to the wayshrine there. Jewel crafting, alchemy and enchanting all in together there. Now just with even this amount of riding, there's obviously a catch there. You're going to have to do a bit of backtracking to pick up your writ for jewel crafting and then go all the way back there. That's our Outlaw's Den. We have a handy number of guild vendors here, I might add. Okay, so we had a last look at the wayshrine. Now we head up here. If you're unfamiliar with this city, it is quite easy to get lost.
What is it?
And
what is it?
There's our notice board there. Alrighty, in we go. There's our clothing, blacksmithing, our woodworking's out to the side.
To your business.
That's where the cooking fire will be. At least the stables is handy here. Give it that. But everything totally spread out here. It's completely lacking in efficiency. Now we've got to head all the way down here for our woodworking. This is terrible. It really is. What were they thinking? They certainly weren't thinking of convenience for crafters, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Terrible, terrible inefficiency. You'd need rocks in your head to make Wayrest your crafting base, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Which brings us to Shornhelm.
Yeah.
What a marked contrast. Shornhelm, everything is in one tight loop. It's always a good sign when I dismount and I start walking around. Alright, so we're clothing, blacksmithing out of the way. There's our thieves' den. Short stroll over here for woodworking. And the hand-ins, of course. Now, there's an alternative Outlaw's Den. And it's just out here to the left, in case you're ever chased by guards, and that happens often enough, surely. Quick glance up here to the wayshrine. So there's our woodworking, blacksmithing, clothing. Now we're going in a circle here, it may not be readily obvious. Consumables. Jewel crafting, enchanting. Jewel crafting. Enchanting, cooking fire. Bank. You'll recall we had a little glance down at the bank when we first started. Hand in and turn right, and it's a short ride up to the wayshrine. Couldn't be any easier, really. Oh dear. Sentinel. Okay. A terrible, terrible place to do crafting. That was the wayshrine back there. Now we're just riding up here to where our hand-in will be a little later. Now before we head into town, and for what passes as a town here, I guess, it's really spread out. That's how outlaws.
No charge to have a look.
And the guild vendors, of course. Here's our riding training. Lots and lots of riding. You'll be needing that riding trainer. You're pumping that through as fast as you can. Stamina and speed. Alright, the first of our notice boards. Blacksmithing, clothing, woodworking, just over there with a awkward, gotta jump up. It's kind of annoying. It's just one of those little extra minuses to add to this when considering comparing it with the others.
Help me turn my luck.
There's our outfitters there on the right, by the way. It's our notice board. Alchemy. Skill crafting, enchanting. Now, cooking fire. We actually would have ridden past the cooking fire on the way in from the wayshrine, but then we did have to go to the notice board, didn't we? So from the notice board you'd come down here. There's a cooking fire somewhere around here. And there we are. Now that rounds out all the crafting. To get our bearings, there's the wayshrine there, and you'll recall it's just up here in a kind of pagoda, tall pagoda or pavilion for our hand-in. And that's it. Good lord. Terrible, terrible place. Now Evermore. Off to a promising start, but forced dismount. Crikey. Now the hand-in's just down at the water's edge here. Seems handy enough, I suppose, to the wayshrine, but the problem is the twists and turns and everything to get from the crafting areas and the notice boards. Must remember to jump there as well. Right, that's our riding training. Right, well we've found some crafting, but we just need those notice boards, don't we?
What?
Blacksmithing, clothing, there it is. And the carpenter. Now consumables, but that's our bank there for later. It's enchanting taken care of, and I mean alchemy, and then there's enchanting and jewelry there. Now we're riding back as though we're handing in. This is just one of the ways of riding back. A little jump here to save a bit of time. hand in, and then back to the wayshrine, and wait for it, the forced dismount, hooray, don't we love them? What were the designers thinking? I mean, really. There we have it. We finished at Evermore in Bangkorai. It featured a forced dismount near to the wayshrine. Ouch, unnecessarily nasty. A junior designer's idea of a fun Easter egg perhaps, but the best feature apart from the riding, so much riding, and the winding paths and the separation of crafting areas and so on is, well, the best feature was when I clicked on the wayshrine to get the hell out of there. Thankfully, things improved somewhat with Wayrest in Stormhaven. 7 guild vendors for those emergency supplies, great, but provisioning and jewellery located far from their respective boards. Woodworking shunted aside and basically lots of riding. But no forced dismounts like in Evermore, thankfully. Things were much the same in Daggerfall and Glenumbra, but a little improved. Huge riding and backtracking, of course. None of these so far are candidates for a top 5. Bottom 5 maybe. But we truly hit rock bottom with Sentinel in the Alik'r desert. I hope you've maxed stamina and speed on your horse as you'll ride on and on between points. Sentinel is the worst in Tamriel. Somebody at Zos must hate the Daggerfall Covenant with a vengeance. In terms of Writ dailies and aesthetically too, but I digress. The dilettante who designed this godforsaken outpost, a wart on the asshole of some camel that's been by 100 lusty filthy orcs, was tripping on his own one-handed indulgence. That leaves Shornhelm in Rivenspire, tight compact loop. Yeah, riding is involved, but Shornhelm is far and away the superior choice for our Breton Redguard and orc friends from the Daggerfall Covenant. Candidate for the top 5? No, just a huge and thankful contrast to the preceding. That's where we leave the Daggerfall Covenant. Next episode in this series will feature the Ebonheart Pact and an all too familiar request to like, subscribe and notify. Ouch, I snuck another of them in. As well as this series, I've other exciting ESO projects too. It's a veritable mixed bag ranging from shorts of just a few minutes to videos of about 90 minutes in length. A mixture of quick tips, guides, humour, observations and ambience. And that's just the ESO stuff. But for now, once again, my name is Chris. The channel is always very spicy and I hope that you stay spicy too.